Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and in today's video, I am bringing you some mod updates. Yes, that is right. Today, we are covering some of the in-game updates for some Path of Titans mods. So, if you are new here, make sure to like and subscribe, would help me out an absolute ton, and yeah, let's just get straight on into the video. Alright, so starting off with Tenontosaurus. Now, Tenonto is a mod that I myself have not played a great ton. I do not touch Tenonto really. However, I logged in the other week and I saw that it was pretty much different. Like, this thing looks very different to how I remember. It looks a lot more detailed here. Let me just zoom in a bit more. Look at that. It looks way more detailed around the face on the entire model. The model itself looks a little different. And, you know, I took a look at it and I decided to see what was going on with Tenonto. And as you can see, the default skin is different. It's green now. And the orange, it doesn't have the orange and white anymore. I believe Tenonto's got a TLC. A secret TLC that I just didn't even know. So, let's have a look at the abilities, because I think it has some new abilities. Alright, Graze. Eat greenies to restore 2% of your hunger instantly for 120 seconds. Your hunger rate is decreased by 50% and your health recovery is increased by 5%. That is a brand new passive on Tenonto. That's pretty cool. Then we've got a bite and a headbutt. So let's have a look at the bite. Okay. And the headbutt. There you go. Now, I don't know anything about Tenonto again. I didn't really touch it a lot. So if any of you guys are Tenonto mains, let me know if how much of this stuff is new. We've got a 5% attack, 15% health recovery, and 10% stamina. I believe those are the same. And then we've got 2 front attacks. Right, let's have a look. Rend. Ooh, that looks quite nice. I like that. And Gouging Slash. Oh, it's just a little poke. Metabolisms, those aren't anything unique. Hides, yeah, nothing new there. Bat Kick. Let's see, does the Bat Kick have a cool animation? I want to have a look at this. Ooh, I like that. And then the tail. Now, Tenonto is a very tail-based dinosaur from what I remember. You know, a lot of its attacks are primarily for its tail. Let's have a look at this. So this is a slam. Okay, and that is a shove, I think, like a tail shove. Yeah. Paddle and then tail attack. Let's have a look at the regular tail attack. Okay, not bad, not bad. Vocals, does it have anything new here? No, I believe those are the same as what it's always had. But Tenontosaurus has more than just a couple of new abilities. It also can go bipedal. Look at that. Now, I, for a fact, know it could not do this before. This is completely new for Tenonto. And I gotta say, this is really nice. The only thing I would change is that the camera, it acts as if you're still crouching. So the camera goes down. It makes you look really big, but like the camera goes down like you're crouching instead of going up like you are on bipedal. But hopefully they fix that, because, man, this looks really cool. I really like that. Anyway, moving on from Tenontosaurus. Alright, next up we have got the Giga from Divine Beasts. Divine Beasts Giga. And you might be wondering, what is this subspecies? It looks a little different. Well, my friends, this is the Q1 5% armor sub, and DB decided to give it a little bit of a makeover. So they made the crest a little bit bigger, they changed the jaw shape, but then they also changed the back and the sides, so it's no longer this lumpy, monstrous thing. They did that with a few of the subs, but for this one specifically, they changed pretty much the entire sub's design, and I gotta say, I kinda like it. So here's the default sub just as reference, and then you got this monster. I love it. I love this sub a lot. However, there's more than that for Giga. So, they've also given it the new AoE stomp. So let's have a look at that. There we go, look at that. So, bigger AoE, but it does less damage the more you are spread out. Something I want to say quickly is the damage that it says it does is 90, However, it will only do that if it directly stomps on your face, which is never going to happen pretty much. Like, that's never happening due to how tall dinosaurs are and stuff. So it'll only do 90 if there's like a compy under its foot. Everything else it'll take less damage. So, that's the same thing with any of these new AoEs, even the vanilla ones. They will never do their full damage unless, they actually touch the part of your body first. But we are still not done with the Giga. Alright, so I'm in replay mode because Divine Beasts have decided to update the Divine Beast Giganotosaurus distant calls. I nearly said long distance. Nope, it's distant calls. There we go. That's the name. So they've given them a little bit of an update, and I'm gonna, try my best to show them off here. Hopefully it's not too quiet. Hopefully you guys can actually hear it. Next up, Divine Beasts Acro. Now, some of you guys might have already spotted what they've added. If you are, you've got quick eyes. Only been, 10 seconds. But Acrocanthosaurus has got its stomp back, the Mega Stomp. So this is finally returning, and it's got a bit of a buff, as well as also kind of a nerf. So, it has the new AoE, but its damage has been increased. So, it does 130 damage. However, if you were listening earlier, I said that the stomp never actually does max damage unless it's, you're right under its feet. So unless you're a compy, you're not going to feel it. Well, you are going to feel it, but it's not going to do 130, trust me. The damage drop-off is quite insane. But let's have a look at the Acrocanthosaurus' stomp, shall we? Let me get into a nice open area. Yeah, we'll go back this way. I don't even know why I walked. Stupid orca. Right, let's have a look, shall we? Oh man, that AoE is pretty big. So that's bigger than the Giga's AoE, but again, the AoE size is not too important. Yes, you can hit your opponent, but the damage drop-off is quite insane. Alright, and just like the Giga, they have given Divine Beasts Acrocanthosaurus distant calls. Oh my god, these sound amazing. So, they've only done it for the broadcast and threaten, but let's just take a listen anyway. Alright, so Edmontosaurus and nectans. This is the default subspecies, but they have added some more. So let's take a look at these, shall we? Not this one. This one's one that's already been there. It's quite fat. Not this one either, but look at this. So this is a paleo accurate Edmontosaurus and nectans subspecies, and I gotta say, it looks so nice. Now you can tell instantly it's not as fat. This is the normal one. And then you've got this. It's not as fat, and the eyes are more front-forward facing, which is not a mistake. That is how the Edmontosaurus skull most likely looked like. Then we've also got this one, which has like a little crest, so you can have like a male and female. And then we've got Shantungosaurus. They made it a goddamn Shant subspecies. Look at that. Oh, it looks fantastic. They gave it a bigger head and the back shape. So this... I just think these look fantastic. However, there is a bit more to a nectans. So, it also has the brand new AoE, and its damage is 100. But obviously, because there's a damage drop-off, let me clear the weather, actually. Go away, frog. No one likes you. So, the damage drop-off, obviously, you won't be doing the 100 anymore, like the old AoE, but let's have a look at it anyway. Oh, wait, no, that's the front kick. Whoops. There we go. There we go, and you can see, large AoE, but it's not going to do as much as before. Now, they've also changed the swimming on a nectans. So, the nectans now no longer gain stamina in the water. It has a swim nerf. And also, I don't even think it regens stamina at all while swimming. No, it doesn't. So a nectans is no longer a full semi-aquatic. You can still dive and stuff like that, you know, you can still dive and go up. Oh, look at that. They added an animation for it swimming up as well. I did not know that, but look at that, man. Oh, it looks so good. So, it is kind of semi-aquatic, but not forever. You can't have infinite stamina in the water anymore. And they've also changed one of the vocal sounds for it. So, let me go over here. You might notice I'm running slower as well. They nerfed its speed, so it now runs at 700, the same as Spino. But this vocal here has a new sound, so let's take a listen. I really like that. I honestly really like that a lot. I hope they make more of its sound like that. And for the third time in this video, we are back in replay mode because they have not only changed that sound for Renectance, but given it distant calls. Oh my god, I am so happy. So, let's have a listen at the broadcast and threatened distant calls for Edmontosaurus and nectans. Alright, so, Regalis. I don't have too much to show you for Regalis, because what I wanted to show isn't actually in the game yet, unfortunately. Poor little Regalis. However, I do want to show you guys. So I'm going to put it on screen whilst I kind of talk here, and you can see that Divine Beasts have made this custom code for you to change which run animation you get. So, you can obviously go bipedal now. You can run bipedally, which is just... oh, that's really cool. And then you'll be able to swap it in for just a regular run. And then you can also swap it for a gallop. So you can have 3 different run animations as Regalis. Which, dude, like, come on. DB, how hard are you gonna cook now? Like, dude, this is a first for Path of Titans, and it is incredible to see. I really hope we get this on more mods, because... first of all, bipedal Regalis is awesome, but also being able to choose which, you know, run animation you want, that's kind of cool. Now, I do want to quickly say that how it would work is if you don't pick any of them, so you leave that slot empty, you'll have the bipedal run, and then obviously, you know, if you want the other run, you just swap whatever those on that you want. But that is pretty much all I wanted to show off for the mods, and... just before I end the video, I want to say thank you so much for 4,000 subscribers. Genuinely, 4,000 before February is insane, and oh my god, dude, I teared up when I saw that. Like, I was literally live streaming when I hit it, and I was about to cry. It was amazing. And honestly, we can keep going. I believe we can keep going. So, thank you all so much for your support. Let's try and hit 4.5k before the end of the year, maybe 5k if we reach that goal super quick. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, I can't wait for Regalis to be in game. I hope you enjoyed these mod updates. Alright, see you in the next video. Goodbye.